No matter who you are, Nintendo is one of the most fascinating companies in the gaming industry. Starting out as a playing card company, they went on to making toys and eventually joined the video game market. After Atari and other companies nearly ruined Western games, Nintendo jumped in and saved video games from the brink of extinction, going on to produce endless classics and continued expanding the possibilities for games as a whole. From the very beginning, they were seen as the family company. When Sega has blood and guts in their Mortal Kombats, Nintendo has confetti in their Kirbys. So when the question, is Nintendo a kids company, is asked, the answer should be clear. Yet, by far, the biggest portion of Nintendo players are well above the 0 to 15 age group. If Nintendo held election, 80% of their audience could vote. So what's the deal? Is Nintendo a kids company? Worry not, because this is a simple matter of linguistics. What exactly does it mean to be a kids company? If you describe it the way I inferred, then they're more of a young adult company. After all, that's where majority of their profits lie. But if you define it the correct way, then Nintendo is a children's company, because that's exactly who they make their products for. So then, why are all these geriatrics waiting in line for Tears of the Kingdom? Is it nostalgia from when they were children? Or maybe Nintendo's just the best company out there? Or maybe it's just because Link is so hot. The answer is all of the above, and none of it. But first, why bother with any company at all when there's no games? That's why with our sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University, you can make sure there's always great games to play by signing up for SNHU's degree in game development. Learn all the ins and outs of programming and make game physics that would even puzzle Isaac Newton. You'll learn how to bring characters and environments of your wildest dreams to life with 3D and 2D tools. And if all you care about is an awesome boss fight with Pick-Man the Devourer, then all you have to do is look over at SNHU's Game Intelligence. The faculty at SNHU have real-world experience, meaning you can get connections to the industry right after you graduate. And SNHU will always be there to help you along the way. So, for radically affordable tuition, make sure to click the link in the description or go to snhu.edu/arctic and sign up to help support me and this channel. Again, that's snhu.edu/arctic. Thanks again, Southern New Hampshire University, for sponsoring this video. Nostalgia is a fickle little thing. You could be nostalgic for anything. Old board games? For sure. The smell of hand sanitizer? Absolutely. Diesel engines? Yeah, why not? So of course, anyone who had an NES or N64 back in the day is gonna be nostalgic for Nintendo. Does that explain why there's so many adults who make Nintendo their whole lives? I wish, but Luigi virus is unexplainable. Thank you, Jerry. As he said, nostalgia can explain why Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is $100 in eBay, but it can't fully explain the hordes of Nintendo fans who will shout at any Smash Bros. Mii Fighter announcement. So how about the fact Nintendo is the best company out there? Well, Nintendo is the best company out there, as long as you don't ask a Sony fanboy, or an Xbox fan, or anyone who wants to play games at 60 FPS, or me. I don't care about high frame rate or Xbox or Sony, but Nintendo is far from being a great company. All I had to do was mention Sakurai and Smash Bros, and instantly a dozen people complained about Nintendo killing the Melee competitive scene. So even with all that hate, why on earth are grown adults so excited for new Kirby games? It's because Nintendo is fun. Joy isn't exclusive to young children, and when you get older, you don't just have to play games with guns and microtransactions and stupid UI design that I'll never understand. Like, seriously, what on earth is going on here? What am I supposed to be looking at? How do I change into the Peely skin? I went on about this in a previous discussion, but Nintendo has a philosophy to prioritize fun above everything else, and I think as a consequence of that, Nintendo will always be more geared towards children, because no one wants a crying child because they died right after hitting the ground. Nintendo will always proliferate through the minds of gamers, because even at their lowest, they're still producing all-time classics for all ages to enjoy. So, in that case, what's up with Paper Mario's Madame Flurry, or the 6 Stages of Grief in Majora's Mask, or the other dozen examples in Nintendo-published things for far more mature audiences than little Jimmy can handle? Nintendo hardly holds back from mature themes or ideas, whether it's obvious or not. While not developed by Nintendo, oftentimes published by Nintendo, Bayonetta is far from a kid's game, and there's dozens of other examples of Nintendo-published games like this. And even as I discussed, Nintendo's own games delve into complex themes and stories that no child or illiterate adult would ever understand. If we look at everything they've made and collaborated on, they're definitely no Bluey. So, on a whole, is Nintendo really a kids company? Yes, and much like Bluey, there's stories that teach both children and adults. Lots of the time, you'll find more mature things in SpongeBob than you will in NCIS. Does that make it an adult show? No, it makes it a show everyone should enjoy. Does that explain why the eShop has dozens of these puzzle games? No, but that's a problem for a whole nother time. Nintendo is dominating right now, and it's not because they make kids games or because they don't, it's because they make games everyone will enjoy, from the oldest Animal Crossing fan to the youngest Pokemon enjoyer to all the Purah pals in between. It's the reason the Wii U did so bad, having only marketed towards children, and the reason the DS, 3DS, and Wii were so successful. Even look at the best-selling console of all time, the PlayStation 2. Do you think that's because of their excellent graphics and engaging games? No, it's because Mom needed a new DVD player, and Jimmy wanted to play Toy Story 3 the video game, and it just so happens the PlayStation could do both. The Switch is almost more successful than all of those, because it targets everyone, from the most casual players to the most deprived. No matter what you say, it's never mattered how powerful the console is, it only matters who's buying it. Nintendo makes products for everyone, and just because they're colorful and don't involve as much murder as Xbox games, doesn't mean you should stop playing them. And if anyone ever attacks you for liking Nintendo, well, just let them know we have Link, because that's the real reason anyone cares about the Switch. Link is hot. I gotta say, Link is hot. Now, if you could excuse me for a moment, I'm gonna go find out how Jerry became sentient. Keep cool. Bye.